Whatever. You can see me. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Caress. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Alexa. Hi, Tiffany. Good morning, morning. Oh, now you're over here, Caress. You like watching on TikTok, I think. It's usually. Hmm, It's this. All right, naturally, as soon as I sit down, Billy has to go to the bathroom. 1 second. Come on, dog. How is everybody? Hi, Christine. Long time no see, everyone. Well, I mean, I saw you last Friday, but it was a little different because I didn't have my 3 screens going, right? Good morning. Hi, Nancy. You really good? That's good. Listen, so my new trick is I get a migraine for the full moon. And I didn't realize that until yesterday because I woke up with like kind of feeling hungover and I was like, oh, maybe I didn't sleep well. And then I just got nauseous and it hit and I was like, oh my God. And I remembered that I had one recently and I had to cancel a session. I was like, oh, when was that? And I looked and it was the other full moon. And I don't like that. I don't think that is a trick I want in my life because it's literally, it lasts about 10 hours and then it just fucks off. Like it just walks away from my being. And it's very clearly the moon. So this next one, which is crazy to say because it's October, but the next full moon, I will be in Mexico for my birthday. And so I'm hoping that being in the ocean, I'm pretty certain that being in the ocean will help with that. But generally speaking, you need to start thinking about some energy stuff for the full moon to keep it from exploding into my being. Oh, Nancy, it's your birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday. Um, yeah, anybody else? I know Suzette, I don't see Suzette here yet, but she had commented on a story that she had a migraine as well. Anyone else get headaches for the full moon? It's such a gorgeous full moon too. Crazy. Oh, happy birthday to your son. Oh, started your cycle and migraine. Excellent. See, that's the other thing. Like, I don't get my period for the full moon. I get it like a few days before the new moon now. So it just feels really rude to have something wrong with me on the full moon. Because it's like, can we just, I have like 8 good days out of the month, guys, right? Like, it's a little much. A little much. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Kit. Woo. Well, I just like got lost in my shuffle for a second. Happy Friday, girl. Good morning. Well, I am curious what these cards will say this week. Thank you. It's finally very autumnal here in central PA. I don't know what Billy's doing. Looks like he's also, you didn't ask me for this update, but I have to tell you, the snake tanks are almost done. The glass is coming today, and my 2 other snakes are coming next Thursday, so a week. So you should just know that. 2 new snakes coming. Right now, their names are Thor and Sunny. Those are the names they're coming with. Thor, they're both boas. Thor is a an older boa, not old, but he's a few years old, so he's bigger than any of the ones I have now. 'Cause he's a bigger boy. And then the other one, Sunny, is a Sonoran boa, and Sonorans are smaller, and they have like the cutest heads. There's just something about a boa head that I want to eat them. But um, the Sonoran boas have even like I don't know, they have like a shorter nose and like they're very munchable. So I'm very excited to meet those snakes next week and to get glass on the tanks because right now I have to like tape them up with paper because Priscilla thinks that they are for her. She thinks that they are all for her. Everything is for her, and she is like this close to taking a piss in a bioactive enclosure. So we've been fighting. And if you know about this cat, you know that when you tell her no, she doesn't like that. She chases me and bites my feet. So, and then I have to chase her and bite her, and it's just messy. So the sooner we get the doors on, the better. All right, well, let's get to stuff. I'm going to give you 3 types of snakes, and you can choose which one um, feels most aligned with you at this time. Okay, your first snake is a boa. Your second snake is a rat snake, and your third snake is a pit viper, which is venomous. Okay, so we have a boa, a rat snake, and a pit viper. Boa, a rat snake, and a pit viper. Christine's like pit viper. That's funny. Oh wow, another one for pit viper. Ricky is choosing a boa and boa. Okay, all three. Okay. Again, your choices are boa, rat snake, and pit viper. I love a boa. I just think they're precious. Like their little perfectly carved nostrils. Oh my god, so cute. All right, you keep thinking. I'm shuffling. Let this dog in again. Oh my god, are you guys okay? Sorry, took you for a ride. There we go. Whew. All right. Anyway, Jesus, Priscilla. Um, boa, rat snake, or pit viper. Those are your choices today. And I am shuffling right now for boa. Oh, look, it's just came out as 1, 2, and 3. Okay, tell me when you're ready for boa. Ooh, you have 4. Look at that. It was a sneaky one. Sticky cards this morning. Okay. All right. So here's your boa. It's a lot going on here. Let's get in. Earth fairy, Merlin, dragon, burden. So Earth fairy, Merlin, dragon, and burden. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on here for boa this morning. So There has been already, especially since eclipse season, which was really not that long ago, um, has been a emphasis on your body, right? On your physical health, on how you treat your body, how you think about your body, how you talk to your body, and how you use your body. And that has or has the ability to really change the way you do your magic. It's like there's an invitation to bring your physicality into it. And it's almost like you may have forgotten about that. Like it feels like there was a time when you knew that, when you were like actually connected with your physical into your magic more. And then it kind of like got distracted and went by the wayside and whatever. So there's a reconnection of your body to your magic, whatever that means for you right now. At the same time, there is a heaviness descending that doesn't make sense because across the board, everything is actually looking good and moving in a direction that you want, right? So you're kind of like getting what you want, and yet there's this heaviness that's descending into your energy field. And you're just kind of like, why? Like, why would I feel heavy when everything is going great? When you release, when you shift into a new way of being, you have to remember that the old ways need to exit somehow, right? So I could say, you're defecating your previous patterns and structures and belief systems. It's kind of like that, but it feels very heavy right now. Just remember to really focus in on your body again and connect that to your magic, again, whatever that means for you. And know that this energy of heaviness doesn't mean that you're not doing things correctly or that you don't know what you think you know. It just means that some heaviness is leaving. Sometimes when heaviness leaves, you feel it, right? It makes sense that you would feel it and then you'd be confused and be like, oh no, why am I heavy again? But it's leaving. So instead of freaking out, just kind of observe that, sit with it if you need to, and honor the fact that it is leaving. Like, see you later. Thank you so much for everything, kind of a thing. It's a lot, but it's also simple, right? Things can be as simple as we allow them to be, really. If you're not holding on to this heaviness, it's just going to move. I would say probably quicker than you realize. So that is your boa. I hope that made sense for my boa friends. Someone just called me Shaggy on TikTok. And it's funny because I was in the shower this morning. I have a haircut next week. And I was like, I need to tell her to make my hair even shaggier. So I'm just going to take that as a sign. Yes, more shaggy. All right. I am shuffling for rat snake. Good morning. Me too. I love shaggy. Just the most. Okay. Tell me when you're ready for rat snake. Only three for rat snake. All right. So this is your rat snake. Again, your choices today were boa, rat snake, and pit viper. So you have birth and rebirth, the novice, and the deer. Oh, rat snake friends, did you start something new? Like a new job, a new relationship? Like feels like new beginnings. It could also be just a new way of operating, which is very valid as well. But for some of you, it feels like literally starting something new. And it's exciting and it is giving you a different perspective on who you are. With that also comes wobbliness and uncertainty because you don't have the muscle memory for what you're doing yet, right? Because you're new at it. But something to remember is to be extra, extra gentle with yourself as you learn new skills. Because the reason you've been prompted to have this new beginning is because you're ready for new experiences. You're ready for a shakeup in how you do things, how you think about life, and all of the restrictions that you previously put on yourself. Like, for example, oh, I'm 40. I'm too old to start a new career now. I've got to stick with where I am because I'm 40. So that makes the most sense. Like thinking like that, right? Your limited mindset thinking that because of whatever age you are or what other circumstances in that vein, you can't do something, you can't change something. You can always change anything at any point in the game. Thinking you can't is just a way to say, I'm too scared to do that, right? So you've done it. You're starting something new. And it is a rebirth of self in a lot of different ways because as you're starting this something new, parts of like your old self are reemerging, right? Parts of like maybe you from back when you were a teenager or like early 20s like are coming back and in a new like deeper more meaningful way. So you're kind of getting to know yourself again. And it's exciting and requires you to hold your space gently for you as you navigate this beginning part. It's very awesome. Like it feels very exciting and it just has that feeling though of tenderness that you kind of need to mother yourself a little bit here, right? Gentle parent yourself through the first beginnings of this until you feel more steady. But it's awesome. Way to go. That is your rat snake. Hi, Tiff. Oh, tell me when you're ready for Pit Viper. Thank you. I sneezed the other day and someone was like, Godzilla. And I was like, beg your pardon? And she was like, oh, it's just kind of like a non denominational way of something you say after someone sneezes. So I was like, okay, I gotta love it. Godzilla. All right. People are so weird, right? I love it because it's like, what the oh, okay. Here is your pit viper. We have Focus, the Bard. Mm. You knew something was going to be spicy with Pit Viper, right? 'Cause venomous. All right. So, Focus and the Bard and Death. So, a few things are happening at once, right? Always. The focus right now can either be on the new story you're creating or the one that just died. The choice is yours. Now, it does matter which you choose. Why? Because it's going to set the tone for what your life is like right now, right? You think about it. If you are going to focus on the story that just ended, your energy is going back, right? And attaching itself to previous things, right? It doesn't have a lot of bandwidth for what is new and upcoming. Instead, if you wanted to focus on the new story, that you're weaving, that you're telling, you can do that. And sometimes when we have this death card in this way, it can be necessary to dwell on the passing just to kind of understand it, right? However, there's dwelling, there's giving yourself time and holding space, and then there's ruminating. And ruminating takes you out of the present moment entirely and keeps you in the past. And it doesn't necessarily land you anywhere else, right? It's just a constant churning that doesn't spit you out anywhere you want to be. So it's not so much that you need to jump into a future timeline of yourself, it's that you need to be here and do something in the present moment, right? So, for example, staying in the present moment is not necessarily thinking, oh, in the next 5 years, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I will blah, 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 and I'll be this and I'll be that. That's nice, but that's still future projecting. That's not present moment. Present moment is here I am in this body right now. I'm listening to Sarah talk endlessly about her snakes on Coffee and Magic. I am safe in my house. My dog is right next to me and I love my dog. My body feels like all together. I feel pretty good. And I have decent energy today. I can do things today. That is keeping you here in the now. And from that place is where you write your story. Because what I just said to you is part of my chapter of the day. And it sets a tone for what the next chapter will be because I'm building on that. I'm building on the experiences in the present moment. The experiences in the past are already built in. You're not going to lose those by not ruminating on them. They are there. Like it is what it is. Like it has happened, right? And as you stay present, you will actually find you're able to process what happened in the past in a much more comprehensive way when you're not constantly staring at it. Because some things don't like to be stared at like that, right? When you look at something and it's just like you just look at it, look at it, look at it, and it's getting closer, closer to your face, and you're just like looking at it, and you just lose focus of your eyes, and it just turns into something completely different. It's kind of what it's like when you ruminate on something like that. When you look at it for too long without taking a break, it turns into a crazy monster with an amorphous blob kind of a form, and it's not representative of what it was anyway. So stay here, be here, see where you are today. Doesn't mean today has to be great. That's okay. It's not sometimes, right? Some days are just poopy. Like yesterday, I wasn't feeling good. I didn't feel good at all. I was like totally ridiculous and had to take a bunch of Advil to do the things I needed to do, which is not my favorite, right? But that's just my day. It's not my whole story and certainly isn't going to ruin my future just because I had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Just really try to be here in this present moment. Focus on that. Focus on the excitement of what you're building and trust that whatever is done now has served its purpose in your story. And you may find that it is more impactful later on when you're not staring at it. Okay? Let it cook. All right. That is your Pit Viper and your Coffee and Magic for this Friday as we move out of the wake of that incredibly potent full moon in Aries. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Sending you lots of love and good vibes for this weekend ahead. And I will see you next Friday at the same time. And just a reminder that signups for the next season, which is season 7 of the Normalized Magic Workshop, are up now. You can secure your spot with a small deposit, and then we will reconvene November 20th. So if you're interested in joining us, send me a DM, or if you're on the mailing list, you should have an email. And I love you so much, and goodbye. Mwah.